if we went through all the steps, we went over our financial guidelines, we attempted to collect the balance, and unfortunately we were unable to do so, then sending them to collections is absolutely necessary. One thing to keep in mind is that if you threaten to send a patient to collections, you really actually cannot do that repeatedly. So there's actually laws about that. So if you send a patient to collections or threaten to, you don't follow through, that's actually considered harassment. I plan on having some accounts receivable experts coming onto the podcast at some point so we can discuss this, because I know that this is something that a lot of people use as sort of a, almost like a prod to pay the bill, but you can't continually threaten someone with collections. You only really have that one chance to do it. If a patient is not going to pay their bill, we need to send them a letter, and we also need to document how often we're contacting them about it. Well, thankfully, you are able to do that with your electronic systems because we are able to track how often we're sending them statements and did they even open the email if we sent it to them via email. I had a secret weapon, actually, and it was a form that was called the Authorization to File Suit. It was a triplicate form. And for those of you that were born after the year 2000 and have never seen this type of thing, triplicate means 3 copies of it. So you could press through the paper and basically fill out this form all on one. So the top form would go to the patient. Then I would keep one of the other ones for my records. And then the third one would go to the collections agency that I'm using. Now, basically, whenever I sent that letter to a patient, it would say right on it, notice of authorization to file suit. Well, that was always a huge wake-up call. And I had lots and lots of success with patients paying their bill when they received that type of letter. So unfortunately, the environment of practicing today means that the collections laws around healthcare are just very different than they were 10 or 15 years ago. Medical bankruptcy, medical delinquency, and healthcare, the billing and the laws around them have changed a lot. I'm not going to go off topic, but there have been many changes, and it's not as easy, or actually it's not as shameful as it used to be. It doesn't affect your credit like it used to. And so a lot of people are realizing that it doesn't hit their credit, and they actually count on that. And so if you know that it's not going to hit your credit, if you're a shady type of person, what's basically going to happen is they're not going to pay their bill. Does this sound interesting to you? Follow the link for the full episode.